Hey, good morning, everybody. It's Chris Robinson, Robin's Ag Marketing, Thursday, the 11th. It's USDA today, so hopefully the USDA can deliver some good news for us. Overnight, D's corn down 2 1/4 cents at 4.44. July corn down 2 cents at 4.16 3/4. November beans up a penny and a half, 11.40. November beans are hanging in there pretty doggone well. They're in the middle of the trading range for this year. They remain competitive. New crop prices remain competitive with South America. Old crop, not so much. Old crop, our beans are still a dime or so more expensive than anything coming out of South America. But at this point, we've really shifted towards looking ahead to 2026. Can the USDA shock us today? Sure, they can. I think most of the damage has been done to the downside. However, if you look at July corn, and I had this chart in the letter again yesterday, there is still downside risk if this thing keeps going based on the continuation chart. There's a low at 405 in July, and then if 405 fails, there's spotty support all the way down to about 390, 380. So there's 25, 30 cents worth of risk here in corn still. So that risk deserves a 5-cent put max to defend corn in the bushel. Corn in the bin or unpriced corn. Same thing for D's corn. D's corn, we're basically at contract lows. 444, the contract low is 39. You want to maintain a safety net in case we take out 40. You don't want to be sitting here going, well, gee, I could have defended 440 at least if we're sharply lower. So maintain those puts. I know it's no fun. I know it's been a difficult marketing year. And I know that, you read the information, that same information I do. It was the worst June, the first week of June since 1973, the worst performance for corn. So maintain your puts. If you did make cash sales higher, right? And I put this in a letter. I made recommendations yesterday. If you made the cash sales higher and you want to re-own them, I'm always a big believer. Re-own a quarter to a third or a half. Re-own some of those sales because, if we do get a weather market later on in the year, those would work pretty well if we get a recovery. I can't guarantee it, but as a hedge, you need to have the hedge in place prior to the move, right? So the calls are very, very, very cheap because we just collapsed in the flat price. So roll down your puts. If you've got a little left over and you want to re-own some of the corn or beans or wheat that you sold higher, absolutely positively go out and buy some calls for the next 40 to 70 days. Buy the time, set it and forget it. We did get some rain in the forecast. We got a lot of rain here in Chicago. That's sort of taking the drought story off the front page. There's still lots of time, but now that drought story has become less urgent. And you see with the prices. As far as what's going on in the rest of the world, you've got, the continuing bananas in Iran, in the Gulf. July spot crude oil traded 93 overnight. It's trading 90 right now. Continue to watch to see if that impacts us in the grains. I think we've kind of disconnected that for a while. For a while, we were lockstep with it. Now we've disconnected. In the protein complex, I'll wrap it up with that. Higher days across the board yesterday in fat cattle and feeder cattle. Still very choppy, sketchy day trading, 4 or 5 cent ranges whipping around. I would continue to look at the big picture. I think as long as August holds last Thursday's low, that halfway back level, that's going to be important. And finishing up with the hogs. Hogs are extremely oversold. They completely fell out of bed. The funds are now short. If you've got hog puts on, roll them down, roll them down, roll them down. If you are selling hogs into this 6-month low, and if you can afford to do it, look at re-owning a portion of what you're selling here. And I'm talking about very, very cheap calls. Pay $1, $1.50 tops. Because if it snaps around, you'll want to participate. And that's about it, guys. If you're looking for help, give me a call, 312-638-8868. We'll see what the USDA has to say today. Get your risk on paper, whatever that is. I still think that there's some downside risk with corn and beans. So maintain your puts, but make them very, very, very cheap. Take care.